Getting older doesn't mean you should slow down. I'm certainly not going to. If it means anything, it means you act smarter. As a guy over 45, what you should be looking for in a bike is something that delivers performance, excellent comfort, and serious value in every aspect. If that's what you're looking for, I've got you covered. I've pulled together 10 of the best valued motorcycles for men over 45. Bikes that respect your experience, suit your lifestyle, and give you the most bang for your buck. And I'm not talking about stripped-down budget bikes. I'm talking about high-quality, well-rounded machines that deliver where it counts. The 10th bike on this list is the BMW G310R. If you've ever wanted to own a BMW but figured the price tag would not be worth it, I am here to change your mind. The G310R isn't just a gateway into the BMW lineup. It's a legitimately fun little roadster that fits just right for riders who want something light, stylish, and easy to manage. One of the best things about this bike is the ride feel. The G310R is incredibly user-friendly. It's light, nimble, and doesn't try to overpower you. The single-cylinder, 313cc engine puts out enough punch to handle everyday commuting or a casual weekend cruise. But it won't surprise you with any sudden jolts. I can personally confirm that from experience. The seating position is upright and comfortable. Your wrists won't take a beating, and your back won't be hunched over like you're chasing lap times on a track day. The suspension is tuned more toward urban comfort than canyon carving, which makes it ideal for city streets and occasional backroad rides. Plus, the fit and finish? It's unmistakably BMW. It doesn't feel like a cheap entry-level bike. It feels premium, tight, and well-built, just scaled down. And here's the kicker. You can grab one brand new for around $5,000. That's less than some bicycles these days, and you're getting a fully road-ready BMW motorcycle. It's one of the best values on the market, hands down. Next up, at number 9, is the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. The Interceptor 650 doesn't just offer value, it brings character, heritage, and a downright addictive riding experience. For me, this bike is simple nostalgia on two wheels. If you came of age in the 70s or 80s and have a soft spot for that old-school British twin look, this bike will make you smile before you even fire it up. The Interceptor nails that classic aesthetic: round headlight, twin shocks, a teardrop tank, and chrome for days. But it's not just about looks. Underneath, you've got a beautifully smooth 648 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine that sounds and feels just right. What really stands out for me is how balanced the Interceptor 650 feels. The weight is low and manageable, the throttle response is smooth, and the gear shifts are buttery. You don't need to be pushing hard to enjoy this bike. It encourages a slower, more enjoyable pace, ideal if you're past the need for speed phase and just want to enjoy the ride again. And best of all, the Interceptor 650 comes in at around $6,300 brand new. For a full-size twin that looks this good and rides this well, that's borderline ridiculous. It's a phenomenal value, especially for riders who appreciate the art of motorcycling, not just the specs. Our 8th spot goes to the Honda NX500. Now, if anyone would have told me 10 years ago that a 500cc bike would become one of my all-time favorites for everyday riding, I probably would have raised an eyebrow. But the Honda NX500 has completely changed the way I look at midweight bikes. It's based on the beloved CB500X platform, but steps things up with sharper styling and a more adventure-ready attitude. The upright riding position, wide bars, and lightweight chassis make it a breeze to handle. It's one of those bikes that just feels right the moment you sit on it. Not too tall, not too cramped, and surprisingly confidence-inspiring. The 471cc parallel twin engine won't win any drag races, but it's got just the right amount of power for real-world riding. Smooth, fuel-efficient, and easy to manage, it's perfect for anyone who wants stress-free commuting during the week and scenic rides on the weekend. It also sips gas like a champ, which is something I've come to appreciate more than ever. Plus, everything is simple and refined. No gimmicks, no fuss, just a solid, well-built bike that shows up every time you turn the key. And it still looks the part, with that rugged mini-adventure styling that gives it a more serious presence than you'd expect at this price. Speaking of which, the NX500 comes in at just around $7,400, which is incredible value for a bike this capable, comfortable, and easy to live with. Coming in at number 7 is the Suzuki SV650. Man, the SV650 is a bike that's been winning hearts for over 2 decades, and I totally get why. I've ridden a lot of bikes, but few feel as just right as this one does. It's got that perfect blend of smooth power, classic style, and rider-friendly handling that makes it fun no matter what your skill level is or how many birthdays you've had. At the core of it all is that beautiful 645cc V-twin engine. And let me tell you, it's got a sound and feel that's hard to beat in this price range. It's not loud or obnoxious. It's got this deep, throaty tone that just feels satisfying. And the torque delivery is so linear, so predictable, you can roll on the throttle mid-corner without worrying about any surprises. Whether you're commuting, cruising back roads, or just doing a quick weekend ride, the SV always feels lively without ever being intimidating. One of the things I love about this bike is how natural it feels under you. It's lightweight, it leans easily, and the seating position strikes that sweet spot between sporty and relaxed. My knees aren't crunched, my wrists aren't sore. It just works. Even after all these years on the market, Suzuki hasn't messed with the formula too much, and honestly, that's a good thing. And the price? Right around $8,000, I don't know how Suzuki keeps it that low, but I'm not complaining. For the money, it's probably one of the most complete middleweight motorcycles out there. The 6th spot on this list goes to the Kawasaki Versus 650. This is one of the few bikes that quietly does everything well without needing to shout about it. The Kawasaki Versus 650 doesn't always get the flashiest headlines. But if you're someone who's looking for practicality, comfort, and serious value for your money, it's hard to ignore this one. When I first saw it, it felt like a full-blown adventure tourer. But the more I got to know about this bike, the more it became clear that it's more of a road-focused all-rounder, with just enough adventure style to keep things interesting. The upright riding position is one of its strongest assets. It puts zero strain on your back, and the wide handlebars make low-speed maneuvering feel completely relaxed. For anyone who appreciates a more neutral posture and a bit of wind protection, this layout really hits the mark. The engine is a 649cc parallel twin, smooth and steady, with a comfortable mid-range that makes highway riding feel easy. It's not trying to blow your socks off with horsepower. It's trying to make the ride feel effortless. And that's really what gives it its charm. It's a motorcycle that seems designed around the idea that most riders want a machine that's calm, capable, and doesn't demand much in return. And the price? Around $9,000. For a mid-weight bike with touring ability, everyday comfort, and rock-solid reliability, that's money well spent. Coming in at number 5 is the Yamaha MT09. The Yamaha MT09 is the wild card, but in a really controlled, refined kind of way. It's got a more aggressive stance and sharper angles, but there's something about it that still draws mature riders who aren't done having a little fun on 2 wheels. The big talking point here is that engine, Yamaha's 890cc triple-cylinder power plant. It's torquey, smooth, and has this fantastic in-between character. Not as vibey as a twin, but not as high-strung as a 4-cylinder either. That makes it perfect for everyday riding and still gives you a thrill every time you crack the throttle. Even though it leans toward the sporty side, it doesn't punish you with an uncomfortable ride. The ergonomics are more upright than they look, and the seat, while not exactly a touring saddle, it is supportive enough for a couple hours of riding without any complaints. Plus, the handling is sharp, precise, and very confidence-inspiring, even if you're not pushing the limits. Tech-wise, it's stacked. Ride modes, traction control, quick shifter, it's all there. But what's nice is that none of it gets in the way. You can keep things simple or dial it in exactly how you like, depending on your mood or how much tech you actually want to use. Price-wise, it lands around $10,000. It's definitely creeping up there, but considering the performance and features you're getting, it still holds up as one of the best values in the modern naked category. The 4th spot on this list goes to the Harley-Davidson Nightster. Now, I'll be honest, Harley isn't for everyone, but the Nightster is different. It's still unmistakably Harley, but it feels leaner, sharper, and more approachable, especially for someone who doesn't want to wrestle a 900-pound beast every time they pull out of the driveway. What's interesting about the Nightster is how it blends that classic American cruiser feel with a more modern performance twist. It's powered by Harley's Revolution Max 975T engine, a liquid-cooled V-twin that's got some serious pull down low, but revs higher than you'd expect from a Harley. That makes it feel way more alive than your typical low and slow cruiser. It's got that low seat height and stretched out riding position that gives it the traditional Harley stance, but it doesn't feel lazy. The weight is kept low, the chassis is tight, and the handling is actually responsive, especially around town or on winding back roads. I think that's why this one's been getting so much attention. It keeps the soul of a Harley but leaves behind the bulk and bloat. There's a real simplicity to it too. It doesn't try to overcomplicate the experience with too many gadgets. You get traction control, ABS, and a few ride modes. Enough tech to help you out without taking away from the raw feel of the bike. And sometimes, that's all you really want. The Nightster comes with a price of around $10,000, which puts it in a really interesting sweet spot, especially if you've been eyeing a Harley but didn't want to go full bagger. Our third spot goes to Triumph Bonavville T100. There's something about the Triumph Bonavville T100 that just hits differently. Maybe it's the way it blends classic British styling with modern engineering. Or maybe it's how it somehow manages to feel both nostalgic and current at the same time. Either way, it's one of those bikes that seems tailor-made for someone who appreciates a good ride and good design. The T100 leans into that old-school look, the round headlight, the twin shocks, the simple layout. But once you start looking closer, it's clear this isn't some underpowered retro machine. Underneath the vintage vibe is a 900cc parallel twin that's smooth, torque-rich, and incredibly refined. It's tuned more for relaxed power than aggressive speed, which honestly makes it a joy to ride on any road. The ergonomics are surprisingly comfortable too. The seat height is low, the handlebars are wide enough to give you some leverage, and there's zero pressure on your back. And that's important. At this point, I'm not trying to sacrifice comfort for style anymore. The T100 gives you both. Price-wise, the Bonavville T100 comes in around $11,000, which is already a considerable amount of money. But honestly, for the character, style, and quality you're getting, it makes a lot of sense. Number 2 on this list is the Honda Goldwing. When you think about touring motorcycles, the Honda Goldwing pretty much sets the gold standard. It's like the luxury sedan of bikes, smooth, refined, and built to keep you comfortable no matter how many miles you put in. What stands out immediately is the comfort level. The seat is like a plush throne, designed to keep you cozy on those long stretches of highway. There's generous wind and weather protection, thanks to a big adjustable fairing and windscreen, so you barely notice the elements. Add in heated grips and seats, and you're basically riding in a mobile lounge. In terms of power, the Goldwing's flat-six engine is a marvel. It's got muscle when you need it, enough to make overtaking effortless, but it's also silky smooth, making the ride buttery and relaxed. That engine just purrs, making it feel more like gliding than riding. At around $25,000, it's a pretty solid investment. But if you want the absolute best of the best in touring comfort and performance, I promise, Goldwing truly delivers. Taking the top spot on this list is the BMW K1600 GTL. Now, the BMW K1600 GTL steps into the arena as the pinnacle of touring luxury. This bike is a masterpiece of engineering and technology, designed to make long-distance travel not just bearable, but genuinely enjoyable. At the heart of it is a 1,649cc inline-six engine, which, if you haven't experienced it, is something special. It's smooth, powerful, and delivers a level of refinement that's almost automotive in quality. There's a depth of torque across the rev range that lets you cruise effortlessly or accelerate with authority. The K1600 GTL is loaded with premium features: electronically adjustable suspension, heated everything, dynamic traction control, and a high-res display that connects to your smartphone. The sound system is concert quality, and the navigation system is intuitive and easy to use. Now, be aware it's not also anything cheap, coming in at around $28,000. But for riders who want the absolute best touring experience, it's worth every penny. The K1600 GTL isn't just a bike, it's a statement of luxury and capability. And there we have it. 10 best valued motorcycles for riders over 45 looking for reliability, comfort, and true emotions. Drop a comment with which one caught your attention. Do you agree or not? And if you liked this video, make sure to click like and subscribe.